residence of interest in this case in West Haven, Connecticut. The address located at 59 Front Avenue, West Haven, was attended to by investigators, where a search warrant was executed and several items of evidentiary value were located at the scene and seized. Detective and investigators returned to the residence today and are continuing their search and seizure of evidence. The vehicle of interest, the gold Nissan Altima with Florida registration plates, was also located at the residence and seized as evidence. Through the investigative efforts of detectives, all detectives involved, they were led to the 59 Front Avenue, West Haven address. The victim is ID'd as Edward A. Brooks, date of birth 10/10/75, of 59 Front Ave, West Haven, Connecticut. The Office of the Chief Medical Examiner determined cause and manner of death as multiple gunshots with trauma to the head, neck, and torso. And this is still an active investigation considered a homicide.
Trooper Grant, do you think he was killed at the home and then transported to Hamden?
That's part of the investigation. They're going to continue their investigative efforts, and they are going to determine where he was killed.
Trooper Grant, is anybody in custody in connection with this investigation yet?
We're still under investigation.
A neighbor describes a man and a woman being taken out around 5:15 yesterday morning in handcuffs.
Okay, yeah, that's part of the investigation.
Okay. Now, did this gentleman, Edward Brooks, live on the first or the second floor?
No, I don't know if they're living.
Can you say more about the alleged explosion, what that was, and the material he was wrapped in?
Sure, the explosion, any materials found at the scene, the bomb or IED or whatever it was, that's all part of the investigation. They are continuing their investigative efforts to determine what all of that was.
Okay, but there was some sort of explosion.
That's correct.
Do you think he was dead before?
Again, part of the investigation.
Okay.
And he was wrapped in a plastic-like material?
That's part of the investigation also. If he was wrapped in it, if it was by his side, we're investigating all of that.
Can you say if Edward Brooks is black or white?
I don't have race.
Okay.
I don't have
The
race.
reason I ask is because all the neighbors are saying a woman lived on the top floor, a white woman with her black boyfriend, and then a white gentleman on the bottom floor was her son, and then a Mexican woman was maybe his lady friend with 2 or 3 children.
Yeah, I don't have race. I don't have race.
Do you know, were children taken from the home? Okay. Do we have any motive? Was this a drug
Part of the
debt?
investigation. That's part of the investigation. As the detectives do their investigation, all these questions will be answered. They need to follow leads. They need leads. They need to follow evidence, and all of this will bring them to the answers that we're all looking for.
Are the FBI still involved in the investigation?
That's correct.
Yes, and ATF at all?
I'm not sure.
Were they focusing on fireworks at the house, like in the back shed area?
I'm sure ATF was part of because there was an explosion.
Okay.
Is this the first time any of this has come onto your guys' radar? You know, I mean, like this house, this person.
That's West Haven.
You know,
There are aspects of it that they are looking at and evaluating now. They're running the residences and that there was some information, but like I said, everything right now is under investigation, so we're not going to give out any details regarding that right now.
What do you mean there was some information?
Well, part of their investigative efforts led them to this address here in West Haven. And they'll continue to investigate, continue to research. They'll look at past history of the address. You said there are multiple people living there, so they'll take a look at all the people that were supposed to have been living there, take a look at their history.
Trooper, forgive me if you've already talked about this either today or on another day, but do we know how the victim ended up in Hamden, if he lived?
Again, that's part of the investigation.
On Front
how
Street?
all that happened. Yes.
Chief, is this a known drug house?
Part of the investigation right now, and I wouldn't want to comment on anything further.
Is this the same house that had a woman, a pregnant female, discovered there a couple years ago?
That I am unaware of.
Any idea how long Mr. Brooks lived in the house? And who does the car belong to?
Don't know.
What about those 2 suspects you guys described the other day? Are those people you still want us putting out? So does that mean it's resolved and done?
That's not part of our investigation. Our investigation is still moving forward. They're still, again, like I said before, they're following all leads, all evidence. They're following, who the registered owner is, where the vehicle came from, who was driving that vehicle, and then they'll be able to come up with some people of interest based on where they're